Okay, so today we are going to be comparing Sherwin-Williams Emerald Symmetry with the Behr Premium Plus paint and primer. Now, these two particular paints are not in the same tier. Emerald Symmetry is a very high-end Sherwin-Williams paint, while Premium Plus, it's kind of middle of the road. A better comparison might be against the marquee paint. In this particular instance, the reason why we're doing the Behr Premium Plus paint and primer in one versus the Sherwin-Williams Emerald Symmetry is because Behr is what we've been using for a lot of our flips, and Symmetry is actually on sale right now. So we've been thinking about making the change, but I wanted to see what the real difference was in the paint quality. So I started off by painting a swatch of Sherwin-Williams Emerald Symmetry in satin, and so you can see it's on top of a very dark wall. It's almost like a burnt orange. And one coat's actually covering very well. You can't really see through it. It's not very translucent. And on the other side is where I'm going to put the Behr color. So as you can see, we have our Behr paint here. It's Behr paint and primer, interior satin, Emerald Symmetry, also interior satin. And first off, we're not using the same roller. What I've actually done is I've grabbed a new roller just so that when I apply the paint, the roller's not wet. So what I'm going to do is I am going to paint a small swatch on the side here just to make sure that the roller actually gets some paint in it before we make the actual swatch for the comparison. So we're gonna apply some paint. I'm gonna grab it and just make sure that we get a couple of coats on it so it can be a fair comparison whenever I put it up against the Emerald Symmetry paint. So we're just gonna put a small area right here. We're not too worried about the curtains. This is my house. I'm gonna change those curtains out. This is one of our flips. But yeah, so the Behr Premium Plus paint has always been good to us. We don't really have complaints about the paint itself. We've never had issues with it. Overall, for the price, I think it's a pretty good product. So again, we're gonna do this twice just to make sure we get some paint on this tiny roller. I don't want it to be dry whenever I do a one dip swatch on the other side, because I want the comparison to be as fair as I can make it. So after we're done painting this one, we're going to move on to the actual area where we're painting. And I'm going to try to make these two areas pretty similar in size. So we're going to move on to the other wall. We're going to put our sample right next to the Sherwin-Williams Emerald. Okay. So here we go. Start painting. Already you can see a difference. The paint itself is a little bit thinner, so you get higher viscosity from the Emerald. And already you can see a difference in the opacity as well. So maybe opacity is not the right word, but the Behr Premium Plus paint and primer is a little more translucent than the Sherwin-Williams Emerald. Now, one thing I will say is that I am expecting a little bit of better adhesion from the Behr Premium Plus, just because it has primer in it, right? And we're painting over a shiny surface. I believe it's a gloss on the wall right now with the burnt orange color. but we should get some pretty good adhesion with both of these paints. So I'm gonna let these dry overnight. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll test the durability on them a little bit. So it's now the next day, and as you can see, I've already started scratching up these surfaces. So to the left we have the Sherwin-Williams Emerald, and I'm pushing pretty hard with my nail there, so that's why we're getting a little bit of scratches. And this is the Behr Premium Plus paint and primer, and as you can see, the Behr scratches a lot easier, surprisingly. So like I said, these two aren't really in the same price range, so it's a little bit unfair to Behr that I'm even making this comparison. But because we are getting the at a discounted rate, I did find it an appropriate time to make this comparison just to see how they would fare up against each other.